Good day. Here are the top stories from the Philippine News Agency. The Department of Justice is urging Vice President Sara Duterte to provide clarity on alleged threats to her safety through a formal appearance before the National Bureau of Investigation. In an interview, DOJ Undersecretary Jesse Andres emphasized the importance of due process, explaining that the NBI's subpoena was an opportunity for the Vice President to give context and fully explain her statements regarding the threats. Andres said the NBI's goal was not only to evaluate the validity of pursuing a case, but also to ensure the Vice President's safety as an elected official deserves full protection under the law. He lamented the missed opportunity for Duterte to elaborate on the alleged threats, which would have allowed investigators to conduct follow-up probes and determine the root cause of her concerns. Andres also urged against pointing fingers prematurely, stressing the importance of thorough investigation to uncover the truth behind the incidents.
Gusto nga po natin siyang bigyan ng pagkakataon kasi nga ho yung due process, binibigyan po natin ang mga respondent doon sa subpoena ng NBI na magbigay ng kompletong paliwanag para bigyan ng konteksto yung pahayag niya. Yun po ang nakakalungkot na ayaw niyang gamitin yung pagkakataon na yun para bigyan ng tamang konteksto kung ano man po yung katotohanan, maaari niya hong ilahad sa NBI para ho magkaroon kami ng basihan ng evaluation kung itutuloy yung kaso o hindi. At saka may dagdag ko lang, yung dahilan din ng NBI kaya siya pinapatawag ay para malaman din po natin kung ano yung binabanggit niyang banta sa kanya. Wag naman ho niyang ibintang kaagad sa partikular na tao. Gumawa ho tayo ng investigasyon kung ano po yung insidente na sa tingin niya doon nagmumula yung banta sa kanyang buhay. Pag nilahad po niya sa NBI yan, magkakaroon po tayo ng follow-up investigation. At obligasyon din po natin na protektahan ng Vice Presidente dahil halal po na opisyali siya ng bayan. Sayang po na hindi rin nagamit ang pagkakataon na yun na humarap sa NBI para magbigay linaw doon sa mga threats para matulungan din po natin sana ang ating Vice Presidente.
In response to President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s call for unity and solidarity, the Department of Transportation's railway sector, together with the Light Rail Transit Authority and Metro Rail Transit 3, carried out a relief operation to support families in Agoncillo, Batangas devastated by recent mudslides. The initiative comes in the wake of 6 typhoons that left many areas heavily damaged, with homes rendered uninhabitable. Recognizing the urgent need for assistance, the DOTr railway sector collaborated with the Trinitarian Fire and Rescue Brotherhood led by President Aaron Ang and Fire Chief Dennis Sinang to ensure swift and efficient delivery of aid to affected communities. MRT-3, under the leadership of General Manager Oscar Bongon, brought joy to children by providing clothes, toys, and shoes. Meanwhile, the LRTA distributed essential food packs. Assistant Secretary for Railways Georgette Aquino represented DOTr Rail in providing blankets and additional clothing for displaced families. The collaborative effort extended much-needed assistance to 186 families across barangays Subic Ibaba, Panhulan, and Pansipit in Agoncillo. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has green-light major proposals from the Private Sector Advisory Council to bolster the country's tourism sector. During a meeting with the PSAC tourism sector in Malacanang, President Marcos approved the recommendations, which include the launching of a nationwide shopping festival, Philippines, to coincide with the New Year's celebrations. According to the Presidential Communications Office, the festival is expected to attract international tourists, boost spending, and drive higher tourism revenues. Marcos described the shopping festival as a quick win for the country, seeing it as an immediate opportunity to capitalize on the newly signed Republic Act 12079, or the Value-Added Tax Refund for non-resident tourists. The law allows tourists to claim VAT refunds on purchases of at least 3,000 pesos at accredited retailers within 60 days. Additionally, Marcos also expressed support for easing visa requirements for holders of American, Japanese, Australian, Canadian, Shenzhen, Singapore, or UK visas. This, as he stressed, the need for efficient and travel-friendly procedures. The House of Representatives is intensifying its efforts to tackle soaring rice prices, which continue to weigh heavily on Filipino consumers and farmers. In a mega panel hearing on Wednesday, lawmakers directed the National Bureau of Investigation to investigate the role of middlemen in alleged rice price manipulation. House Deputy Majority Leader and Iloilo 1st District Representative Janet Garin initiated the motion during the hearing of the House Quinta Committee to identify those responsible for price hikes. During the hearing, Garin questioned Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. on which agency oversees middlemen. Laurel admitted that no government body is currently mandated to monitor these key players. Garin pointed to the 2019 rice tariffication law as a major factor, noting that the legislation stripped the National Food Authority of its power to stabilize rice prices through direct intervention. This gap, she said, has allowed middlemen to manipulate access to legitimate wholesalers, driving up costs and further burdening retailers and consumers. The motion, seconded by Cavite's 2nd District Representative Lani Mercado Revilla, received immediate approval from Albay's 2nd District Representative Joey Salceda, who chairs the joint panel. Salceda instructed the NBI to scrutinize the entire supply chain to expose manipulative practices and bring those accountable to light. The Philippine Competition Commission has already flagged vulnerabilities in the rice supply chain, particularly concerning vertically integrated entities and the influence of middlemen. The Bureau of Internal Revenue is taking action against the sale and use of fake person with disability identification cards. This move comes after revenue losses from these schemes reached over 88 billion pesos last year. The Bureau of Internal Revenue, or BIR, has announced a nationwide crackdown on fake PWD IDs. This follows data from a Senate probe revealing that such fraud costs the government 88.2 billion in 2023. BIR Commissioner Romeo Lumagi Jr. has ordered all officials to coordinate with other agencies to prevent this abuse. Under the law, legitimate PWDs receive a 20% discount and VAT exemptions on specific goods and services. However, fraudsters have been selling fake PWD IDs both in person and online. Lumagi warned that these activities not only evade taxes but also disrespect legitimate and compliant PWDs. The BIR plans to audit transactions involving PWD discounts and verify ID legitimacy. Establishments found accepting fake IDs will face tax penalties and assessments for deficiency VAT. The BIR also promises to work closely with the Department of Health and the National Council on Disability Affairs to ensure PWD benefits are given only to those who rightfully deserve them. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The Pna Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under Pna News. It's 13 days before Christmas. I'm Wilnard Basalonia. This is the Pna Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.